Chapter 610, Snow White and TLPS. It starts in the training yard. Me, Lainey and Jenny were training in our Keyblades, learning all kinds of new abilities. The Keyblade can turn into all kinds of forms and has all sorts of powers associated to the Disney worlds and more. Me, this is amazing. I didn't know the Keyblade can do this stuff. Sora, I was surprised myself. Jenny, me too. Lainey, my scythe can do that too. Suddenly there was a huge bright light and I suddenly felt an enormous rush of information flood into my head. And then we fell down to the ground and we had splitting headaches. Me, groaning, wow. What a headache. Lainey, groans, no kidding. Me, gasp, unbelievable. I can't believe that all happened 151,000 years from now. Lainey, no kidding. I called everyone into the living room and we all had ice bags on our heads. Me, now I'm sure you're wondering what went down over the last couple of hours. We got a sudden rush of information after more counterparts merged with us from the distant future. I explained what happened and it was horrifying. Lori, so an asteroid literally slams into the planet and we all get scattered throughout the universe? Lincoln, that is horrible. Lola, I don't want us to be separated. Me, well, now that we know what went down in the future at that time and now we can be prepared for it when the time comes. Plus I can't believe that I was that foul-mouthed in that timeline. Black. I need to wash my mouth out. I went to the kitchen to get some mouthwash and I gargled and swished and spit. Me, black. That was a disgusting mouth I had. Naruto, that sure was. Sakura, yeah. Miranda, you're not still mad at me for framing Irma, are you, Mr. Lair? Tom Lair, just don't do it again and I'll have no problem with you. Miranda, okay. Me, I'm glad we're on good terms. I know what will make it all better. We went to the simulator. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We were going to visit the world of Snow White. Aqua, Ben, you and Tara can come with me to visit Snow White. The three of us have been there before. Ventus, thanks Aqua. I would like that. Tara, same here. Me, great guys. Lincoln, let's go. The simulator activated and we were in the world of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Me, we're in. I've known this movie for years. Rachel, me too JD. It's great. Lola, I love Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's one of my favorite princess movies. Carrie, Snow White is a great princess. Last time we saw each other was back when I was kidnapped for the Princesses of Heart. Lola, that's awful Carrie. Sora, I saved them from that. Me, you are a true hero Sora. We trekked through the forest. Me, Aqua, when you were in the realm of darkness, what was it like? Aqua, it was a horrifying place. It felt like I was in the darkness of hell amplified 100-fold. Me, that must have been really scary. And from what I remember we saw the remnants of the world of Snow White during the time we destroyed Hollow Bastion. Goofy, Gorge, that's right. Donald, yeah, that was awful. Aqua, yeah. I was all alone and I felt something dark growing inside me. Me, and I'm willing to bet that it was the darkness corrupting you. Aqua, it was. Just then we saw multiple strange creatures come out. They were not the Heartless but they were something else. They were strange creatures called the Unversed. Me, what are these creatures? Ventus, sees multiple Unversed. I was wondering when we'd get to see Unversed. Me, what are Unversed? Aqua, they are creatures that were created by Xehanort. They are attracted to negativity. Ventus, and after me and Vanitas fused together they should have all been destroyed. Me, some of the remnants of the Unversed are still present. Ventus, yes, but they existed only to make me stronger. Me, that's a good training method. Lainey, I got this. Lainey pulled out her scythe and I called out my Keyblade. Me, let's get them. We went at the unversed and slashed at them. Me, let's see what my Bond of Flames can do. I activated my Bond of Flames Keyblade's special ability Fire Chakram Slasher, and they turned into a version of Axel's Eternal Flames Chakrams, and I was slashing them and burning them with fire. Me, this is so awesome. I spun around and became a tornado of pure fire and burned the unversed badly, and they disintegrated and we got an immense power boost. Me, wow. Their negative energy is much stronger than that of the Heartless. Lainey, it sure is. Lainey slashed more unversed and she was getting stronger and stronger. Suddenly a huge tree unversed came out. Me, wow. That is a big tree. Aqua, that's a mad treant. Me, he's ugly. Lainey, let's use our combo on him. Me, you got it Lainey. I fired blasts of fire and Lainey fired flower petals. Me and Lainey, burning petal incinerator. The fire ignited the petals and they turned into flaming death petals and incinerated the mad treant and reduced it to ashes. Me, that's it for him. Elec man, my guess is that Xehanort's residue darkness is here as well. Me, I don't sense any more Heartless or unversed here. Ventus, so it was a small fragment. Me, yep. Lainey, well we got them all. We continued on and we saw a small cottage. Aqua, that's the dwarf's cottage. Me, it sure looks cozy. Carrie, it sure does. We heard singing. Me, that's Snow White singing. Her voice is unmistakable. Carrie, it sure is. We walked to the window and we saw Snow White making a pie. Me, that's a good pie you're making. Snow White, oh why thank you. Gasp, the famous JD. Knudsen. Sora, Donald, Goofy. Sora, it's great to see you again Snow White. Donald, long time no see. Goofy, how have you been? Snow White, I've been doing great. Carrie, hi Snow White. Snow White, it's great to see you again, Carrie. Carrie, you too. Riku, Your Highness, I'm so sorry I kidnapped you. I wasn't in my right state of mind because Maleficent poisoned my mind with darkness. Snow White, it's all right Riku. I forgive you. Riku, thank you Snow White. Me, what kind of pies are you making? Snow White, gooseberry pies. Mana, MMM. My favorite kind. Lincoln, same here Lana. We decided to help her out and we made 7 pies for each of Snow White's friends, the 7 dwarfs. They were away at their work in the diamond mines. Then a shadow appeared and we saw Queen Grimhilda in her peddler's disguise. We hid in the shadows and waited. We saw her hand Snow White a red apple, and it was the poison apple that would put her into eternal sleep. Grimhilda, go on. Go on and have a bite. Carrie appeared and grabbed the apple and threw it onto the floor. Carrie, steps on the poison apple. This bad apple will never spoil any bunch again. Me, Queen Grimhilda. I'm surprised you found Snow White here. Snow White, that woman is the queen? Me, it is. She used a potion that turned her into that. The animals went to get the dwarves. Terra, why couldn't we have fought you in your real form? Grimhilda, how nice to see you 3 again. Just in time for Snow White's demise. Me, sorry to burst your bubble but we won't let that happen. You're gonna pay for everything you've done Grimhilda. Ventus, you're a monster that only deserves nothing more than death. Lola, that's right you fiend. Then Queen Grimhilda made a run for it. Aqua, come back here, you coward. Me, let's go. We went after her and the dwarves arrived. Grumpy, there she goes. We chased her through the forest and Snow White was with us and a storm was building overhead and thunder, lightning, and rain fell. Lainey, let's get her Lola. Lola, right. Lola and Lainey fired fire and flowers. Lola and Lainey, burning flower shuriken. The fire ignited the flowers and turned them into fiery shuriken. They hit the queen in the back and burned her. But she was still going. Me, we have to stop her. Sora, I got this. Snow White then was enveloped in a ball of light, and when it faded she was now a Keyblader. Same with the 7 dwarves. Me, wow. Snow White, guys, you look awesome. Snow White, thanks JD. We're now Keybladers like you guys. Me, I know. Let's go. Lainey, let's get her Snow White. Snow White, right. Come on my friends. Doc, you got it your highness. Lainey grew numerous bramble vines, and Snow White and the dwarves fired beams of light. Lainey, Snow White, and the dwarfs. Diamond Apple Bramble Slasher. The vines turned into diamond vines and had apples on them, and they lashed the queen and hurt her badly. She got to the top of a cliff and was trapped. Me, we have her trapped like a rat, guys. No offense, rat trap. Rat trap, none taken. Let's get her. Rat trap maximize. Rat trap transformed and fired his blaster, and the blasts hit the cliff and the dwarves threw rocks at her. Lainey, let's get her. Lainey grew bramble vines and the dwarves threw rocks. Lainey and the dwarves, boulder bramble catapult. The bramble vines grabbed the rocks and threw them at the queen, and they smacked into her face. Sora, our turn. Carrie, you got it Sora. Snow White, let's do it. Sora, Carrie, and Snow White fired beams of light. Sora, Carrie, and Snow White, Apple Light Death Beam. The blasts combined and fired a deadly laser that went through the queen's leg. Doc, let's do our final smashes. Dwarves, Diamond Smash Hammer. They fired beams of light that turned into a powerful diamond hammer, and it hit the queen in the face. Snow White, my turn. Apple Beam Pound. Snow White fired a red beam and it turned into a giant apple and pounded the queen. Snow White, grand finale guys. Doc, you got it your highness. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. Princess Dwarf Diamond Ray. The dwarfs fired 7 lasers of each color of the rainbow, and Snow White fired a white laser, and the lasers became focused beams, and they went all the way through the queen and burned a huge hole in her chest. She was using every ounce of her strength to hold on, and the queen grabbed a stick to lift a boulder, and then a bolt of lightning hit the cliff and destroyed it and sent the queen falling to her death. We saw the source of the lightning. It was Elekman, and he had fired the lightning that killed the queen. Elekman, Queen Grimhilda, you have failed this kingdom. Nico, hey. That was my line. Me, that takes care of her. Burn in hell Queen Grimhilda. Lincoln, you said it. Me, great job guys. We stood by the cottage and we were having great pies. Grumpy, does this green thing with the flower on its back belong to you? We saw a Venusaur. Nico, oh wow. A Venusaur. Me, go for it man. Nico threw a pokeball and he caught it after the red light faded. Lori, way to go Nico. Me, great job man. Nico, thanks guys. Snow White, to the viewers, this was awesome, and now I'm also a Keyblader. We had a great pie and feast with Snow White and the dwarfs. We beamed the world of Snow White to our solar system and placed it in orbit around the land of departure. Snow White and the dwarfs are now part of Team Light Key. The end. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Another fanfiction complete. I wanted this to be the chapter that merges my story Rise of the Angel Shinobi with the Loud House Revamped, and after saying so many bad words I figured I better use some mouthwash to clean my mouth. Plus I've known the Snow White movie since I was little and it was awesome. It was the first ever Disney movie. Nico-chan 11 gave me the ideas for this one. Thanks man as usual. Let me know what you all think. See you all next time.